Good morning, everyone. This is Joe Mesker coming to you from our Wednesday morning Truckee Meadows networking group. Our speaker today is Miss Linda Lovie, and Linda is going to tell us all about your financial future. Linda, take it away.
Hi, I'm Linda Lovie, and I have my own practice, L. Lovie Wealth Management. And one of the tools I can offer my clients when we're building their portfolios is what we call an efficient frontier. And an efficient frontier is a tool that works with an asset allocation so you can help reduce your risk while improving your returns. So, it's this line here represents your rate of return. And this line down here represents your risk. So typically the curve would look somewhat like this. All right. When you're investing, you have to pick what kind of return you want versus the risk you want to take. Stuff like your money market would be represented down here. CDs would be represented here. Here, you get into bonds. And then further out here, you could have balanced, which means you have some stocks. Over here, you'd have stocks. And further out, you could have speculative. All right. When you are building an efficient frontier, you look at 4 different quadrants. So, the first quadrant here, it'd be great if you could find investments up here. Unfortunately, to be able to get a high risk or rate of return, you can't do it without taking some risks. So, if anybody knows any of those kind of investments, let me know. I'd sure like to know about them. If you have something shorter term, you're going to be down in this section here, so that you're not taking the risk, so you can have access to the money when you need it for the shorter term. For longer term money, you're going to come further out here. So this is a good place to come up to here if you are not really risk averse. This quadrant right here is a quadrant you want to stay out of. The reason why is, why would you want to take this kind of risk if you're not getting rewarded with the returns? All right, so when you run an efficient frontier on your portfolio is entered in. The program will go through and figure out exactly where you sit at. It'll show you the comparison indexes that you'd use. So it'll say, for example, it'll show you like maybe a shape to represent the bond comparison. And then there'll be another shape that will show, for example, the comparison for the stock market. Then your portfolio will show as a circle, so you'll see, are you running on this line here? If you're off, then that's a dead giveaway. You need to do some kind of adjustments. It means you're into some kind of stocks that's not fitting into your category that you want to be fitting into. One of the other things too to be aware of, when you come out here on the speculative, because I have a lot of people that they're really interested in, like the cryptocurrencies or the kind of stuff like that. The thing to be aware of is don't let greed get in the way of your common sense and be too aggressive. 3 different stories I can share with you on that. I had somebody that they wanted to get into a plant that was building ethanol, and it said right on there, don't put more than 10% of your investable assets into it. They went ahead and did it, and they lost everything they put into it. I also have a distant family member that the husband bought a bunch of stock that he liked. It did real well. He went and mortgaged his home to buy a bunch more. They ended up having to sell their home, and my aunt literally was driving around in a pickup truck going from family member to family member to family member. So that's why I try to tell people, be a little more cautious the way you're planning, think more long term instead of going for that flash in the pan. And another story too is, when you're doing this efficient frontier, you want to do this like once a year. I have some other people that I knew that they had put the money on the market, they were more aggressive, and then instead of pulling it back when they were just like 3 years away from retiring, they left it aggressive and the market tanked. This was back in 2008. So guess what? They had to keep working longer because they couldn't afford to retire on the amount that they had left. So that's one of the advantages of doing that too. All right, so the thing with doing an efficient frontier is now you can try to get a better rate of return, because your options are either you have to earn more or you have to save more. or you have to work longer, or your last choice is live on less. So that's the importance of that. The other thing to consider too is, with your efficient frontier, you can also look a lot of this as being similar to your time frame. Because if you had money you had like for a goal, say you want to buy a car in 5 years, you wouldn't want to put it out here, because if you put it in something aggressive, so let's say you're in an aggressive market and it's going to be going up and down, versus a bond fund or more of a balanced fund. This is where your time frame comes in. 3 years later, all of a sudden you come to me and say, hey, I want my money. Now you have to sell in down position. But if it's money for long-term care, or like for long-term planning, like your retirement, now you can plan on being more aggressive. And again, it's finding that balance of the portfolio that you're comfortable with. And then when you're about 3 to 5 years away from retiring, then you take this portfolio and you put it into more of a secure, guaranteed, or a bond type of structure. So now you've got the difference in the rate of return from here to here, but then you don't have to worry about the market tanking right before you retire. So that is how the efficient frontier, where investors have tried to go, works.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for Linda? Anyone? All right, Linda, tell us how people can get a hold of you.
All right, so I have a website, www.LLOVIE. On there, I have stories. You can hear different things that people have gone through, so you can kind of help avoid your own mistakes. It also has a contact me form. And my telephone number is 775-544-4714. And I'm located right in front of the airport at 1755 East Plum Lane.
Awesome. Thank you, Linda. So if you're looking for somebody to really help you out with your financial future, give Linda a call. And if you're looking for a referral group that's still doing things like posting on Facebook with these videos, please give us a call here at Trucking Meadows Networking, 775-772-5895. Thank you, guys, and we will see you next week. Take care.